they're taking pills, they're starving themselves, they're throwing up, and that's
Using ribs to get a small waist.
okay.
I never really felt pretty or attractive before. I've also got comments like, if you put on a bit more weight, you would look so much better.
Yes.
And I'm like, better for who though?
You got muscles, you look like a guy.
Yeah.
So I say you don't know the value of it.
Then this whole thing of pushing your butt out, pushing your boobs out, sucking your lips in, and you look like...
You're basically telling me that I should achieve your standard of what beauty is.
Yeah.
Why should I achieve your standard?
Oh my God, we are at our final episode. I mean, I can't believe that we've actually gone through so many episodes and this show has become bigger and better, and we've got like so many followers, so many subscribers, and really Shifani and I can't truly believe that we are finally here from the day that we talked about let's do a talk show. And we're so super excited to say that yes, it's the final show of the season, but it's also the first show that we have our first official sponsor, who is Ultimo, which is a lingerie brand for fuller figured women. Thank you, Ultimo, for being the sponsor of this show, and thank you to T Avenue for allowing us to have the space. They're our location sponsor, and it's a really nice space. I feel like a little bit of a royalty situation going on here. We've talked about stuff that's really tough to talk about. We've gone through a rainbow of emotions with women. But it's season finale, right? So we need to keep it a little light, a little happy, but we want to keep it very relevant and very universal. So today, it's a show that's celebrating all women. That's what this show is for. And we're talking about body confidence. Normally, you'd expect the cliche thing for a body positivity show to have large girls with us, large curvy girls. But no, this is for all women. It's not just about the curvy girls. I'm here representing the dumplings, but with me as my guests, I have this elegant young thing who's like slathered over there on that seat, Sushmita, who I'm sure everyone would have seen her gracing magazines and these fashion spreads and feature editorials and stuff like that. So Sushmita is a model, but that's not what Sushmita is. Sushmita is a very, I would say, quite an impressive young lady. She's a lawyer, or going to be a lawyer, going to be a lawyer. And but she's using her beauty and her brains to take on that world. And next to her, we have Tamara, who is a bodybuilder. So that's like a completely different kind of body. She's like a title holder for Sri Lanka's best female physique in bodybuilding. We've got like royalty in the house, right? So that's pretty cool. And I wanted to do this show, and we wanted to do this show as our season finale, because we need to be able to celebrate ourselves, right? With all the shit we go through and the crap we take as women, we need to feel confident about who we are. We need to own ourselves and embrace ourselves. But I think all of us in some way or the other are constantly comparing ourselves against each other, right? So like for instance, what you present out there visually is what women aspire for. But you have issues with it yourself.
Yeah, I never really felt pretty or attractive before.
Now I can see a collective gasp from the viewer world going, oh, what?
Yeah.
This is the woman who's been on like Cosmo and Vogue and all of that.
I still have my doubts about it, but it's just that because I was asked by the agency to sign up with the Music Academy.
Yeah, okay.
To sign up.
As long as they're okay with being mentioned.
I was kind of shocked. I was like, what, you want me? But that's given me so much confidence to think that, yeah, okay, people do think I'm...
Did you pursue the career in modeling, or did it find you?
It happened to me. Yeah, that's why it was so nice. Like, I never really thought I could model. I always felt so skinny and gawky and like awkward and like just hands and legs. I still feel like that, but now at least I get paid for looking like
And now you know how to use
yeah.
the tools you have, right?
A lot of clothes are baggy on me. I can't find my size more often than not. And even the smallest size in stores doesn't fit. It's too big. I have to go get it altered to fit me. Sometimes I just feel like, oh, if I were a bit curvier, this dress would look nice on me. I'd look more womanly. So yeah, I do have my hang-ups, and I'm constantly reminded of them by a lot of people. Keep telling me, oh my god, you need to eat more. Even on my like pictures, for example, if I did a campaign for this brand, and there were so many comments like, buy this girl a burger, and honestly I was like, oh, please do
Buy me a burger.
buy me one, I don't mind, because I mean the common misconception is that as a model you don't eat, but I eat so much. I'm constantly
We know.
hungry.
We're seeing.
Every hour I need to eat, but I do keep healthy because I mean it's just beneficial for everybody.
Yeah.
Keep healthy. I go to the gym when I can, but not to an extent. I mean, I wish I could be that dedicated. I'm really lazy when it comes to working out. But yeah.
But okay, so you're in an industry that's all about the visual representation of the body, right? There's hardly any opportunity for models to actually show off personality sometimes, right? Because it's all about showing off the clothes you're wearing,
Yeah.
the fashion and all. So do you feel like sometimes it's like you feel constantly judged for what you look like as opposed to who you are?
I would say that the fashion industry has been really good to me. Like
Okay.
for my self-esteem.
All right,
Like
okay.
I was very insecure about my body, but having become a model, I felt more empowered.
So, talk about how you view yourself, right? Like you're a mom. I don't know of very many older women and moms who are this, right? This fit and happening, and you know, like this ideal builds and stuff like that. So, how did you get here?
I was working out while my pregnancy as well, but then I put on a lot of weight, and I didn't have the time to work out. I was so worried, and I used to always look at myself, and I used to keep the baby aside and just sometimes do some workout at home. There were times like, okay, I have been depressed, I felt let down, I felt that I have not found what I want in life.
Is that because like other people used to say things to you, or
It's
just
not
you?
other people, it's just me getting just depressed for no reason, not happy with life. So I found so much happiness working out, and that really helped me to forget about everything.
Yeah.
So I used to work out, and when I see results, it even makes me more need to work out more. My dad is a bodybuilder, and so I used to watch them work out, and I used to just admire their muscles and how they work out. From there onwards, I started working out in the gym with weights. But in my present gym, there was some trainers, they asked me, why don't you compete? So I went, and as soon as I went onto the stage, everybody was saying, why don't you, you're in the international standard, you should be taking part more. We had two more other competitions, why don't you take part? And even in that competition, I became the first. And then I competed for Sri Lanka, and then I was the winner there as well.
Wow.
So I'm looking forward to do an international event.
When you made a choice to become a bodybuilder, and you know, with the muscles and all of that, do you find that there are people out there who judge you for that?
When I walk into the gym, and if you see some guys, like, I get lots of looks, but I'm just proud about it. I just keep walking.
Fantastic, I love that.
So I just show off sometimes. Okay, I can do much better than you.
Yeah.
So I represent all the women.
Superb, love it. But I mean, you know, being a mom and being a woman in society, how have you dealt with
It
that?
doesn't matter to me, because sometimes there are times where I feel, okay, because I'm a mom, my tummy is not really, the skin is not really tight.
Okay.
So that makes me a bit awkward. But still, sometimes I think, okay, it's a sign that I had a baby, but I'm still like this. So it's
Have you had women judging you for how you look? In life?
in life, women judging for being like this. Yeah, sometimes they say, you got muscles, you look like a guy.
Yeah,
So I say, you don't know the value of it.
exactly.
So I like it, so I don't fall for it. So I'm proud about what I have achieved.
Body positivity has been a big part of my learning curve, I would say, because my mom is quite curvy. But what I realized is I grew up very skinny, right? Very super skinny. Funnily enough, unlike today where everybody's aping about how beautiful skinny is, back then it used to be like, "Mokhadda mein khanne nadda," and my grandfather. Yeah, no, but I mean today at least there is a fashionable aspect to being skinny, right? But then I was super skinny, but I was watching them also taking pot shots at my mom, because of her size. And people in the family, you can never win. At some drama rehearsal or something, my brother told everybody, like all the guys, like at workshop rehearsals, right? He told everybody on stage, like the guys and everything, that she stuffs her bra, she's got socks in her bra. And I was like,
You have got a padded bra.
No, I didn't even know those existed, right? So all I did was I used to stuff my bra and it just to make and wear like about, I don't know, 3-4 different underskirts and all that to look like I had curves. And it was terrible. I was growing up like wishing I looked like something else. And then my mother's genes kicked in. But then I started putting on weight, right? And a lot of weight. And of course, I was struggling with a lot of mental health issues myself that nobody knew about. But I was stress eating and getting plump. And I continuously got plump. And then suddenly that whole, "You're going to disappear, aren't you eating?" became like, look at the stomach, then my badak, and my God, look at the size of the stomach. So again, it was being conditioned to hate myself. And of course, buying clothes is terrible because what goes around the hip doesn't go around the stomach because the stomach is bigger than the hip sometimes, right? And so it was a journey. It was a constant journey where until I came to a point where, what, F this, right?
Just accept yourself.
It's not more about accepting, it was like the stress, the mental strain of having to second guess myself every time I look in front of the mirror. Not that I don't still have those times where I wish I had better legs, I wish I had a waist, I wish I had... Yeah, but now it's more like what I did was I gave my stomach a name. Wilbur, exactly, right? So my pot belly's name is Wilbur. And I started naming my body bits and like showing Wilbur off on social media. I talk about Wilbur and it was more for myself, right? It was more like giving myself a boost of confidence, like it's okay. You have Wilbur. Wilbur's cool. Accept Wilbur. But then suddenly people started like, Wilbur. And like then friends come and rub Wilbur for luck and all that. And then suddenly Wilbur's a bit of a celebrity. And that made me feel better about not being shapely, not being fit. Yeah. Tell me about the discipline it takes. Now that's something I cannot even imagine, the kind of discipline it takes to be this.
Firstly, it's the diet.
Okay.
So I just cleaned up my diet. I don't eat processed stuff. I try to eat all natural food.
Don't you find like you're missing out?
Sometimes there are times like people come and say, okay, your butt is too small, your hip is too small. That time sometimes I wonder, okay, I should eat a little bit more. Then I start eating there, then when it's come out, I don't like it. So I just go back to what I have to eat.
And what about training? How often do you train?
Okay.
Because I'm saying these must take a lot of training, right?
For competition time, I train twice a day. By the way, when I started losing weight and all that, I started liking it so much that I just wanted to give it out. So I became a trainer. I followed a course and got myself qualified. So at the moment, I'm a personal trainer, as a group fitness trainer. I conduct classes as well. So I help out a lot of women too.
Yeah.
So I don't ask them to work out twice a day or work out every day. But I work out every day, I go to the gym, so once in a while I take a break.
I've heard, okay, maybe I don't know about the Sri Lankan industry, but international, you've seen these movies and documentaries where they're taking pills, they're starving themselves, they're throwing up, and that's
Removing ribs to get a smaller waist.
okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do they do that here?
I don't know about here, but I know that
First
it's a
time I'm
thing.
hearing it.
You remove a rib,
To get a smaller waist.
the plastic surgery thing, right? You're shaping. I know that happens here a lot. And that industry is booming here. Actually, it's actually. I used to think it was like a Hollywood nonsense, but now I see so many established hospitals and all advertising liposuction and curves and this and that. Okay, I don't want to be critical of women who want to do that, but I do want to be critical of their motives for doing it.
For others.
You're doing it for others, but when you try to be someone for validation, and then it's like a lifetime of being unhappy with yourself. I've had like sometimes as a curvier girl, and I know there are girls who are curvier than me, and I have a lot of friends who are basically on the fuller figured side who constantly feel judged, and I have felt that. Like I have gone into, say, at an event where there are models at the event or whatever, fashion shows, or where they're working at the event or whatever, and then I'll go into the bathroom and the models are usually in the bathroom putting on their hair and makeup and all that, and I feel like sometimes everybody goes quiet and I feel like they're looking at me because they're checking me out and saying like, you know, being critical of my lack of shape or whatever. So I've had that feeling. So I just want to know whether they are as catty as we think they are.
They're not. Maybe they just went silent because they felt like awkward because they do have their own hang-ups.
Yeah.
And they do feel judged by society. So, I mean, people have a very low opinion of models in general. So, oh, you model. But then I'm like, and I also do a lot. They're like, oh, right, no. Then the respect level goes up much faster. But that shouldn't be the case. I mean, like, it's just a job.
As a model, have you come across any incidents where you feel like men just want you for what you look like? Or have you been in any situations where you've been treated like an object because of your body?
Okay, so when you're a model, they think you're easy. That's the
that's
So if you're at a party or something, you get men approaching you like, hey, so when did you start modeling? And I'm like, I model as a hobby, and they're like, oh really? So what else do you do? Nothing much. Law sometimes. They're like, oh really? And I'm like, yeah, gotta go, bye.
I can sue your ass if you say anything more.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you're a lawyer. I'm like, mm-hmm.
So you've never felt objectified?
No, I mean, I'm sure they were trying to, but I guess I don't accept it.
Yeah.
So I just like brush it off and like.
Is it true that some girls actually try to? They like to aspire to that. Is that
I
true?
mean, it's all over Instagram. Like, you can see it happening.
Yeah. They'll wear next to nothing, which is fine if that's what they feel comfortable in. But then this whole thing of pushing your butt out, pushing your boobs out, sucking your lips in, and you look like a freak, and that is kind of becoming trendy.
Yeah, where women themselves objectify
Themselves, yeah.
So I suppose men then think it's okay to do that in return.
So coming back to relationships and attraction and men and all that, in your life, how has your body sort of affected that, or has it been part of that whole thing?
There are times, okay, people do come and say, okay, you have a very hard body, I don't mind, I would love to touch it and see.
Really?
So they would just want to explore it. So.
What do you do?
Oh really?
Like, I box, man. You're the black belt, right? Martial arts black belt.
I just don't, I say, oh really, fine, good for you, and I just walk away.
I know as plump girls also, like we think sometimes that nobody will find us attractive.
There are lots of guys who love plump girls.
Exactly. Now that also can be disturbing though, right? And then they say things like more cushion for the pushing. Right? That's a thing. I've got my butt pinched, groped. Then there are people who come and like, oh, are those boobs real? You know, what is with the world? Like, why does it need to be about our bodies? Why does it need to be about what we look like and not what we have to say or what we think like or what we are? Again, I can't relate to your world, but I can relate to the large world with my mom and my friends where it's so difficult to buy clothes for larger women. The extra large sizes and all that, they're all like these baggy, sacky looking things. You don't have nice stuff, you know, like form fitting or whatever. So it's nice. I do want to like appreciate brands like Ultimo because even bras, right now, for me, these bra cuts and all that are a big problem if you have like a little more flesh up there. So I really like that we have brands like Ultimo, at least in Sri Lanka, where you have a brand that's made for your body type because it's so comfortable and you don't even feel like you're wearing it sometimes. And they've made it knowing about these issues of the lumps and the bumps and the whatever extra flesh that you have. What do you think of the word fat?
The word fat is extra fat on your skin.
Okay.
That is what I would say fat. I would not say fat is big.
Okay.
Fat is something that is not muscle.
All right.
That is what I call fat.
As much as I am body positivity and all, sometimes I hear my aunties coming out of my mouth, right? Like, Chike, does that girl's mother know that she's wearing that? It's not about her body, right? It's about my... Yeah, I mean, I don't consider it a good thing though, that I'm so judgy like that.
But if I see someone wearing something like that, I'm like, wow, I wish I had that confidence to wear something like that.
What about your daughter and you, your relationship with your daughter and you when it comes to your bodies?
I have a lot of issues with her. She keeps it, Ma, I love food, so I can't go dieting. She wears some top, I don't know, which goes crossover, and then its whole thing is open and her boobs are out.
Don't you like it that she's body confident though?
Yeah, she is very confident. She's not bothered. She doesn't mind.
I think she got that from her mom.
I hope so.
I'd like to talk about how people think it's okay to make comments on your body or what you look like.
Yeah.
People think that using honesty as an excuse to be mean to someone is okay. So they're just like, what, I'm being honest. You've lost so much weight, or you put on so much weight, or you look terrible. I've got comments like that. I mean, I've also got comments like, if you put on a bit more weight, you would look so much better.
Yes.
And I'm like, better for food though. You're basically telling me that I should achieve your standard of what beauty is.
Yeah.
Why should I achieve your standard? I mean, you have your right to have an opinion. You're entitled to have an opinion, but your right ends where you decide for me
To dismiss me as I am, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I was going home one evening in a cab and this guy just out of the blues, this uncle, right? He asked Miss Mary Karalada. So then I was like all alert, like now why is he asking me those things? Like there's no reason for him to ask me if I'm married, no? And he was like, ආයක තමයි මං හිතුවා මේ පොඩ්ඩක් මහත අඩු කරගත්තත් කත්තොත් මේ
You can find
that I can find a husband. I'm like ඒක තමයි ඉතින් දැන් කාලේ ගෑනු ඉතින් ඔහොම මේ හරියට යන්නේ නැහැ. දැන් ජිම් එකම තියනවනේ යන්න පුළුවන්නේ. You need to take care of your body, you know, and you should, think about what you're doing. I'm like, what is going on with this guy? So I told him මේ ඔයාගේ පාඩුවේ ඉන්න කන්නා කරලා දැන් මන්න යන්න තියෙන තැනට මාව ගෙනියන්න. මගේ ඇඟ ගැන මම බලා ගන්න.
I just believe that you can wear or do whatever you want, whatever you feel comfortable doing. That's all the power to you.
I do this thing that helps my self-esteem and I want to share it with you out there. Take that selfie, take it in the mirror if you want a full shot, full length shot, otherwise you can do the whole. I want you to look at your eyes and ask yourself, what are the things that those eyes have seen, right? Who have those eyes looked at? Who's looked at those eyes? When have those eyes laughed? When have those eyes cried? Look at your lips. Don't ask yourself whether the lips are plump or the lips are crooked or the lips are nice or the teeth are white or whatever. Look at those lips and think about what are the nice things you've said to people. What are the times you have laughed in your life? What are the smiles that you have given and really built people up with? What have those lips done for the world and for yourself? Then, if you want, you can look at the body. And I want you to look at the body not to see whether your waistline is nice or your boobs are too big or small or your hips are too big or small or you have bat wings or not. I want you to think about, has that body carried children? Has that body comforted people? When did that body last hug someone? When did that body receive a hug? Those hands, whose hands have they held to give comfort? Those legs, what have they walked for? Ask yourselves those things. What has that body, what has that person you're looking at done? I guarantee once you remember all the great things you have done and you have said and been to the world, you will stop second guessing yourself and focus more on who you have been. And that's what we all need to do. So if you want to look like her, or you want to look like her, or God forbid you want to look like me, just work it.
Let's say you just met a stranger. What would you actually think, like in terms of your body, how it should be, how they should be, that kind of stuff?
You're asking us to judge each other?
Yes.
I like the way you walk, okay? It's like this elegant gazelle-like thing. I don't know if you trained that way because of your modeling and all that. It's you just glide. And I'm like, I can never glide. I can try to glide, but it just looks like a potato going thunk, thunk, thunk. Man, your muscles. I wish I had the discipline, that strength, that, you know, that, I don't know, it just looks so, you're superheroish, powerful, you know, not to be messed with.
You're so hot. Like whenever you dance, I'm just like, wow. I wish I could look like that.
You know why though? It's because different parts of my body shake in different directions.
Not okay. That's a lie. I mean, you're just wow, and your confidence, your personality, everything.
Sometimes it's a put on, but thank you. At least it's working.
No, you're just really hot. Like I wish I could be like that.
You heard it here first. Like the supermodel thinks I'm hot.
I did not fart. You edit that out.
No, that's got to go into the trailer.